Okay, women being awful. May 25th, cougars in the classroom. The alarming rate of teachers charged with young boys in America. I'm just reading this. That's not my words. This is from April, but I picked this up in May. Okay. So Arkansas, Missouri, Texas, Illinois, Virginia, Oklahoma. I didn't even pick up on these last two. Or maybe not Texas. I didn't pick up on that girl. Wow. Okay, let's keep going. This is in November. Ohio social worker Peyton Shires, 24. Look at that face. Look at that dude. Here, let me put this up. There you go. Look at that face. Look at that dude. Who is accused of having sex with 13-year-old boy, most definitely below the age of consent. She was counseling, had been wedding planning with her fiance, was a new mother, and backed the death penalty for pet. Wait. Put me. What could? I wonder what happened to her. All right, put it back. There you go. Okay. So yeah, where'd they go? Okay. Look at the face though. Like she looks. I mean, she's not bad. She's a hard 7, I would say. It's all right. Maybe got fake titties. Whatever. I like fake titties though. Jeez, man. Yeah. So she started. I wonder. Now, here's the other thing. People are going to ask me this, and I'm just going to answer just to sort of head you off at the pass here. Judge, she's too pretty. She has to go to jail. Case dismissed. How many of these guys stick by these chicks? How many of these dudes? I think that's really the. Like, guys, okay, let me tell you something. Will Costello, was it Dr. Thomas, whatever the fuck your name is, Andrew Thomas. Guys, here's my advice to you. Give up on the incel thing. It's going to be dead in the water after November 6th anyways. Start focusing on this shit right now. Start focusing on these female predator teachers. Serious. You won't do it. I know. I know it's a pipe dream. But when you're doing so, be sure to ask them if their husbands or their boyfriends still stuck it out with them and still wanted to make it work and still forgave them. That I want to know. That if that's not part of the survey, I don't want to. Your survey is incomplete. And they were getting married. Yep. This was the U.S. Attorney guy, Doug Ward. This was another follow up on that. Thought that was interesting. A glamorous Christian high school teacher is teacher rapist number 1 for June. Here we go with June. June's offenders. Let's see if I can pull this one over here. Here we go with June. Glamorous Christian high school teacher, 31, learns her fate after having sex with a student in a parking garage after the junior senior ball. Lindsay Westerfield this is a different girl, has pleaded guilty to first-degree sexual misconduct. A Christian high school teacher. So it's not just public schools, people. In Washington State has been sentenced to 6 months of house arrest. Only 6 months of house arrest for having sexual relationship with a student. Lindsay Westerfield pleaded guilty to several counts of first-degree sexual misconduct with a minor at Cascade Christian School in 2019. This is when she got arraigned, I guess. 2019, and we're just now hearing about this shit? What the fuck, man? Detectives opened the investigation into her years ago, but progress was stalled until 2022 when they learned she was trying to work on the Charter School Commission. It was then that the victim, now 23, he was 23 back then, so it would have been 2019, so that would have made him 2022. Probably made him, what, about 18, 17? It was then that the victim, now 23, also came forward with additional details about their encounters. Here we go. Guilty. 2 of the encounters in Westerfield was ultimately charged with occurred after the victim turned 18, but in Washington State, law prohibits sexual relationships between students under the age of 21 and school employees who are at least 5 years their senior. So technically no, but like definitely as far as the school is concerned. Westerfield resigned from her position at the Christian Academy in 2019, shortly after the investigation was opened. In addition to house arrest, the former teacher will be required to register as a sex offender. The teacher and victim communicated via Snapchat and met up at one another's houses and in parking garages, and even once after the school junior senior ball. Okay, that was a ball. God. Let's go back to this one. And did I get that? I did. Oh. So I read you that. Let's keep going. Oh, there she is again. I think this is when she was getting arraigned. Okay, here's another one. The convicted female 33 teacher essay of a boy 14 gets no criminal charges and no time in jail versus any female says that a man that looked at her with sexual desire, man gets put in jail for a minimum of 10 years. This is the world we live in. There you go. Here we go again. Rational male. Female teacher resigns after this was so fucking great. Resigns after asking students if he'd like a foursome. There we go. Two Wisconsin female high school student teachers resign after asking student if he'd like a foursome with one also sending the youngsters photos of her in lingerie. I hope it was this one because the other one is absolutely hideous. There we go. Two female high school teachers forced to resign. We're going to force you to resign. You mean they're not going to do it voluntarily? Alexia Salderas quit Joseph Craig High School in Janesville, April 22nd. And then Jennifer Larson on May 14th. Both teachers were on a school trip with male students April 7th and to the 9th. Investigation found some incriminating Snapchat. Like, ladies, if you're going to like set up banging one of your students, Snapchat ain't the way to go. Like, you want to know one commonality in all of this? Snapchat. What the fuck are you thinking? Oh, it'll disappear. Do you think that they can't do a screen cap? Come on now. Salderas admitted to sending the student 5 photos of herself in lingerie and kissing the student during the trip. The director's report summary read, Larson admitted to exchanging messages involving cuddling, flirting, and implication of alcohol. The message both teachers sent told the students they wanted to cuddle and have fun with him and asked the other students if they could join in. Salderas then met up with a student April 9th and gave him the keys to a school district van used on the trip so he could take laps of the car park. While she was changing her shoes in the back of the van, the pair kissed, according to the report summary. This is one of the chicks right here. Who is this? This is Jennifer Larson. God, I hope it wasn't her with the lingerie. That evening, when she sent the racy photos to the students and made plans in Snapchat messages to meet the next weekend. Like, this is like it's amazing to me that like there's not even like an afterthought about, maybe that somebody, the people talk, right? Maybe something's going to happen with all this. It's not even an afterthought. Oh God, this is Jennifer Larson right here. Okay. She wants to cuddle, but Salderas, that chick wants to fuck. Oh, did I? Is it still on that one? Okay, there she is. Can you see it now? Yeah. There you go. Okay, sorry. God. Okay, so my bad. This is Jennifer Larson. She wants to cuddle, but Salderas, this chick wants to fuck. Definitely just wants to fuck. Salderas admitted to sending the student photos of herself in lingerie. Oh, thank God. Thank God it wasn't this one. Nothing more happened between any of the trio that weekend, but the situation began to unravel the day after the trip. Larson reported to a colleague, Alison Bjork, for letting the student drive that van. Salderas responded by sending the student a Snapchat message that morning telling him the relationship needed to end, the report summary stated. Then, on the morning of the April 11th, another teacher confronted a group of students who were laughing around a phone and saw the photos in her lingerie of Salderas. The teacher went straight to Bjorn, saying that he was Bjorn. I'm just going to say Bjorn because it sounds better. It's more Nordic. Saying she was 95% sure the photos they were laughing at were of Salderas and lingerie. School officials confronted the teachers and they found out more about what had happened and both admitted what they did. They were put on administrative leave. where's the part where they're, okay, I guess that's it. Anyways, they were trying to set up can I go back? No, I can't. All right, let me get out of that. And now I'm back to me. Hang on. Just a few more. Just one more. Let's just do one more here. Hang on. I know, guys. I know, but you made me do this. I just fucking work here. I just do what my employer tells me to do. Okay. Here we go. You guys. This is, by the way, this is comprehensive work here. This is over the course of technically 4 months, I guess. There we go. Decatur, the former Decatur public police. Okay. There we go. A female teacher in boy grape case appears in court. Decatur. The former Decatur public schools substitute teacher who police said confessed to an 11-year-old boy after claiming he had made sexual advances to her Wednesday in Macon County Circuit Court. Allie E. Barfield, 32, kind of still has that look. There's that straight blonde hair, and that straight blonde hair and a 1,000-cock stare. There you go. That's how you know they're predators. Judy and told Judge Lindsay Shelton she was pleading not guilty to one count of predatory criminal sexual assault. Sure you are. Let's see. That was a repeat of that one. There you go. Florida woman 34. This just in. Florida woman 34 is arrested for her husband's autistic younger brother and giving birth to his child because it made her feel good after calling the cops to claim she was sexually assaulted. That was in December though. There you go. I think that's enough for today. You get the idea. So in the month of February is really when I started. When I started keeping track of for stuff for today's show. But in the month of February, I believe there was something like, I think I tracked like 6 in February, but it was towards the end of the month. And then March, we had at least 10 in March. We had something like 12 or 14 in April. We had close to 16 in May. And we have, I think we're probably up to like 4 or 5 right now in June. So June's kind of slacked off a little bit. Okay. So I want to now dig into a little bit, go a little bit deeper in all of this. And because people are going to ask me the obvious here, like, why do you think this is happening, Rollo? And I think the most obvious answer, as I said before, is that it's just simply saturation. There's simply more female teachers. What I want to know is, again, why am I the one that's keeping track of this? I know other podcasters are, and that is us podcaster guys, people, we don't count. Right? We need the professionals. We need the fucking gatekeepers of evolutionary psychology to take over this. We need somebody to do some comprehensive studies on this stuff, because apparently no one else wants to touch this except for us and those damn red pill guys, right? There they are again. Well, when we bring stuff to light like this, as I was saying before, whenever you use the language of empiricism versus the language of emotionalism, empiricism always sounds like hate, and nothing sounds more like hate when it's something that is unflattering to female nature. So number one is, I think that this is happening in a particular demographic, because that particular demographic of women tend to have very, if not always, but very common commonalities, right? They tend to be married. They tend to marry early. They're all teachers, of course. There's more teachers, of course, that we know, but then, and that they all tend, with a few rare exceptions, there's some black teachers as well. There was at least two black women who were incidences of this. But again, we also live in a time that is social media driven. As I was showing you, one of the reasons why I put that one girl in there to show you off her TikTok video where she's in the middle of, looked like a grammar school class. It didn't even look like middle school. But she's wearing this outfit, this tight-fitting black clothes, tight-fitting, showing off her shoes, showing off what she's, look, this is so sexy, blah, 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 blah. Why would that, I'm not saying every chick is like this, but why would that be in any way appropriate? And why would that, and I'm not the safety police. I'm not the appropriate police. I'm not the guy who's trying to I want chicks to wear whatever the fuck they want to wear. And as depending on if you got the body, the less the better. Okay, I'm the last person who's gonna like complain about dressing up in skimpy outfits. I like that. I gotta draw the line though. If you're teaching kids who are in first, second, third, fourth, and fifth fucking grade, though, I think maybe if you're going to be in OnlyFans, if you're going to be an FHM model, there are plenty of women that I know who have kids that are in the business, that are in porn, that are in modeling, that are in OnlyFans, and they have kids, right? I understand that. I got you. This is in no way a hit on them. You do what you got to do. But the thing is, I do have to draw a line when it comes to public school teaching. I've got to draw the line there because and I can totally understand why school administrators would have a problem with that. I'm not saying one necessarily leads to the other, because I know that correlation is not causation, sure. But we do live in an era where women it's never been easier for women to sort of fulfill that attention need. And if you've read my first book, and if you haven't, I suggest you do, but in that book, I have a chapter in there called Your Attention, Please. And in there, I have one of my more famous quotes, which is that attention is the coin of the realm in girl world. Anybody who's, by the way, I've had a million other people rip that off. This is the quote. Attention is the coin of the realm in girl world. Now, all attention is not the same. So, for instance, a lot of people say, well, these women were married. They look good. They look like they had a great life. The one chick was married to a guy who worked at the State Department, right? Why would that seem like a great idea? Why would she must be damaged. She must be an alcoholic. She must be on weed. She must be on fucking, I don't know, Molly or whatever the fuck she's doing. There must be something that explains, I don't know. Let's see, 6 in February, 10 in March, 12 or 14 in April, 16 in May, and then God knows where we're at right now, like 5 in June. And I will tell you this, by all indications, it's not slackening up. If anything, it's intensifying that much more. There is something going on, and it is not because there is some sort of societal collapse or some sort of fucking degeneracy or some fucking psychological damage, emotional damage. These are chicks who got into teaching. These are chicks who have a very similar look, physiognomy, but not all. They follow the same sort of life pattern, marry young, mostly to what I would consider beta males, at least by all appearances anyways. And for the most part, those guys actually stick it out with those women afterwards, assuming they don't go away for 30 years to life, depending on the age of their victims. And I'm going to start saying victims. So when we start talking about how lucky these guys are to have had the sexual attentions of a woman who is 24 years old and they're 15 or what, I'm just like, I don't even want to think about 14 or 12 or whatever. But let's just say even 15, like, oh man, I wish I would have had a chick who was, like that when I was 50. Where are those teachers now, man? They were like all the girls, all the women in the cafeteria were ugly. Or Nurse Judy, school there. Like battle axe woman, right? Guys, I hate to I'm not that guy. I'm not Mr. Morality. I'm not the guy who's going to tell you what's ethical and what's moral. But I will say this is that there's definitely commonalities to all this. There's definitely something going on here. And it's not because of psychological damage. It's not because of emotionality. It's not because of, I would say it's probably definitely facilitated by social media. Again, don't use Snapchat, ladies. Don't be an idiot if you're going to do it. Like, you're going to get caught anyways. It's like, I'm like you care. Most women probably don't think they're going to get caught, or they don't see that's anything's necessarily wrong with it. And that's, I think, is really the starting point, is that women don't see anything wrong with doing what they're doing. Most likely because they also buy into the idea that, well, I'm 24 and he's 15 and he's lucky that I'm sucking he's lucky that I'm spreading my legs for him because he's hot. And what was it? His body was, every inch of him was perfect, right? That was one of the quotes of one of these chicks. That does not sound to me Like she's interested in his 401k or what he's going to be. He's going to be a med student when he gets into college, right? That doesn't sound to me like a woman who is interested in status, is interested in money, is interested in leveling up or trading in the guy that she got with, although maybe he is a step up, right? But that's not mate switching hypothesis. That is dual mating strategy. Can we fucking just get over a curb this fucking high? I can show you know what? I'm going to tell you this right now. Anybody who wants to throw mate switching hypothesis at me, I'm going to show you over 50, maybe more than that, over 50 teachers doing exactly this. I'm going to show you example. I'm going to rub at your fucking noses in this every opportunity I get. Every time Steve Harvey, his wife cheats on him with the bodyguard and the fucking the personal chef, I'm going to rub your noses in this. I'm going to say, why is this the case? Because it is ludicrous. It is cope. It is cope of the highest fucking order. And you know why it's cope? Because it's the same impetus as to why we don't want to call these women what they are, which is statutory grapists. I can't even say the word, right? We can't say that. The public won't say that. The journalists won't say that, but that is what they were. They would use that terminology with any guy doing exactly the same thing. So when people want to say, well, Rolla doesn't know what he's talking about. He's not an evolutionary psychologist. He's not one of these research professionals and everything. No, but I point out shit that's uncomfortable. I ask questions you don't have fucking answers for, or you're unwilling to answer. So when I point out Steve Harvey's wife cheating on him with the bus boy, the personal trainer, the bodyguard and the personal chef. She's not doing that because she's trying to level up from Steve fucking Harvey. She's doing it because she's horny as fuck and she wants to fuck that guy. That's what. Can it just be about fucking? Can it? Or does there have to be some deep religious hole in the soul, hole in the heart? Or does it have to be a leveling up and falling in love with their affair partners and everything? Because I will show you, we're going to do a show on hybristophilia very soon. What is hybristophilia? HYBRISTOPHILIA. Hybristophilia. All women are not hybristophiles, but only women are hybristophiles. It's only manifests in the female. That's the woman who wants to get with the guy who's the convicted felon, the guy who is the proven murderer, the guy who is the bad boy, dark triad traits, whatever the fuck you want to call it. That guy who is the criminal and is incarcerated for multiple murders and multiple rapes, that's the guy she wants to get with. That only occurs in females. And you say, well, she's damaged. You might even have a case to say that she's damaged or there's some sort of psychological disorder, but you know what? It's not happening to guys. Guys are not seeking that out. Women are seeking that out. Multiple instances of this. The problem with me finding instances of hybristophilia is that there's so many of them. I'm not sure I could do a full show without like people's eyes glazing over, which probably yours are right now for just me looking at teacher sex, student sex scandals, right? And there's going to be more. There's going to be more of this. Yes, ask Will Smith's wife. Yeah, exactly. Can't we I feel like Jackie Chan. It's like why? There's the clip for you. It's a Jackie Chan clip for you. Why? Why is it so hard to accept this? Girls want to fuck. They want to fuck so bad they'll use Snapchat to set it up with a 15-year-old. What the fuck, man? And so when I see stuff like this, and I'm trying to listen to these other guys talk about like, oh, stats and this and that, and the women fall in love with their affair partners and they're trading up. No, the fuck they're not. You can show me survey after survey and all this other shit. Okay, fine. I can show you. I just showed you 50 some odd instances of women who are between the ages of 22 was the youngest, I think, and 38. No, that was 45. The one with the other girl was the oldest one was 45. So 22 and 45 years old, averaging mostly right around the 24 to 28 year mark, right? Hell, the one chick wanted to cheat on her husband with the hockey players, for fuck's sake, man. They're not cheating. It's not infidelity based on like status and fucking money and hierarchy and all that shit. No. Yeah, Tom Brady. Yeah, exactly. Like, what is it? Didn't Giselle like nail the jiu-jitsu instructor and stuff? Of course, that's kind of not fair because it's like, because how do you make the case that she, like, if it was just, well, what's keeping her loyal? All the money and all of the dedication, the time and love and the support and investment and shared life experience and stuff like that. Nah, I think I'm gonna fuck the jiu-jitsu. Really? Yeah. What's this? Hold on a second. This looks pretty good. They insist they are above it to lie to men and they want to give them attention. Meanwhile, they want a feral king. Yeah, exactly. Well, and again, I think there's a social, I don't say social dynamic, psychological, psychosocial dynamic, and it's called the women are wonderful phenomenon, or the women are wonderful dynamic. And let me see if I can throw this out here. Women are wonderful. Oh, the women are wonderful effect. This is actually that I think I might have read this once before. This is from Wikipedia, but this is pretty commonly known. The women are wonderful effect is the phenomenon found in psychological and sociological research, which suggests that people associate more positive attributes with women when compared to men. This bias reflects an emotional bias towards women as a general case. The phrase was coined by Alice Eagly and Antonio Moldinik in 1994 after finding that both male and female participants tend to assign positive traits to women, with female participants showing far more pronounced bias. Positive traits were assigned to men by participants of both genders, but to a far less degree. The authors suppose that the positive general evaluation of women might derive from the association between women and nurturing characteristics. This bias has been cited as an example of benevolent sexism. So that's the women are wonderful effect. And I would argue, I keep looking, I'm still getting used to like the studio in here. I would argue that a lot of what we see with respect to like revealing unflattering truths about women is deeply rooted in this women are wonderful effect. Now there's that's just one socio-psychological bullet point. There's others where we can see there's I'll dig the studies up if you want me to, but where products created by women are more trusted than the ones created by men. There is if there is a scientific data, or if there's a research that in any way it talks about women or it talks about men, the ones that talk about women are always rated as they seem more reliable, or they seem more like verifiable or legit than the ones when it comes to men. So I think what happens is when we start talking about hybristophilia, especially the red pill rammed headlong into this without really even knowing. But when you reveal any unflattering truth about women's nature, it is always going to be very hostilely repressed, which is why you see these guys going after incels, going after, doing multiple studies of incel culture. And, oh, are you an incel? Are you politically motivated to vote this year? Blah, 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 which of course is all, electioneering. But the fact that we're focusing on something like that, and we're not focusing on something that is a clear epidemic, endemic. It's endemic of society, right? It is a culture. You want to know where culture is? It's in your schools, for fuck's sake. And it's not guys. It's your female teachers. That's the culture. And the culture is centered on this untouchability. It's centered on this idea that women are going to get away with this. And even if they get popped, they're not going away for nearly as long. If they get any time at all, like that one girl got like what, two years of probation and a $700 fine. Really? Do you think that if the guy had done exactly that same thing, that he would be in any way facing the time he would see would be anything close to that? And if that were the case, let's just say for sake of argument that there was a male teacher who did exactly the same thing, and he got a slap on the wrist with 2 years of probation and a $700 fine. Do you not think that guy would be the talk of the fucking Twitter town? Do you think that guy would get away from the court of public opinion that is online? most people don't even know about this stuff. The only reason I do is because you guys keep, and by the way, this is a collective effort. This isn't just Rollo Tomasi doing this. I had so much help, and I want to give props where it's due. To do this episode was really almost a 2-year project. Well, the 2-year project, but at least a year-long project, because I started picking up on this really around this time last year, and then as things sort of progressed, the thing that, as I said, the thing that motivated me is this focus and this concentration on researching incels, but like giving no attention to anything outside that is far more damaging and far more endemic than this fear of, guys who are to, porn and they're going to turn into Alex Manazian or something like that. Nonsense.